Welcome to Tiny Games Live Tutorials. We're going to take a look at how to add game fuel to the games, and in this tutorial we're going to see how to add some dust particles. Okay, let's see what the game looks like before adding the effects. So you can see the game is very simple and there is not a lot going on the screen and there's something missing, so that's why we're going to add some dust particles when the character moves. So I'm going to start by creating a new object. I'm going to call it object dust, and I'm going to go on create event, and I'm going to set first a variable called parent. I'm going to initially set it to my player object, but then later on I'm going to switch that. And then I'm going to create a new particle system called sName. I'm going to set this particle system depth to 10, so sName 10, perfect. And I'm going to create a particle type create, and okay, and I'm going to add some shape to it. So part type shape of particle 1 is going to be PT shape disk type. Okay, so I have a round particle, and I'm going to add some size to it. So part type size of particle 1, I want the size to be very small starting, so we would start with 0.06, and I want to be the maximum size of 0.12. I want to increase a little bit between frames and no wiggle. And my part type color, I'm going to use part type color 1. Okay, I'm going to add some color to these particles by using the function make color RGB. RGB, perfect. And my color is going to be 164, 188 and 49, perfect. So I have a nice shade of green. And I'm going to add the alpha. The alpha is going to be done with particle type alpha 3 on particle 1, and I want the alpha to start with 1 and remain like 1 in the middle of the life and then decrease to 0. And my particle type is speed. I'm going to add some speed to the particles. The initial speed is going to be between 0.2 and 0.3. And I want the speed to slowly increase also by 0.01. No wiggle. The direction of the particles, I'm going to have them set up between 80 and 110 because I want them to go up. And I want a little bit of wiggle with 4. The blend type, I want to turn off the additive blend type. And the life, I'm going to have a lifespan of between 20 and 60 frames. That looks good. I'm going to add an emitter, so I'm going to use emitter create on the sName particle system, and that's it for the create event. Let's add a step event, and on my step event I'm going to change my x position to parent.x and my y position to parent.y. I'm going to create a emitter region. I'm going to set my emitter region of my sName and emitter 1 to my x and y position, so it's going to follow my object around, and the emitter is going to be a PT shape ellipse with a 1. Okay, and I'm going to use now a if statement, so I'm going to check my x previous position against my x position, and I'm going to check a variable on my parent that is called is grounded, and if that variable is true, means that the player is on the ground. All this is doing is checking if the player is actually moving. And I'm going to use a particle burst function to add particles to the screen. And I'm going to use this formula that's minus 40 divided by absolute x previous minus x. There we go. To set up how many particles I want to add. This actually is adds more particle as we move faster. On my player object, I'm going to set up an instance called inst, and it's going to be actually creating my oldest object on my x and y positions. And I'm going to set the parent of this nearly clear object to myself, and I'm going to add this to the enemies also. So in this way we're creating this object dust on all enemies and all particles on all players. And let's try it and see how it looks like. Okay, so you can see when I move around I have these little dust particles coming up, and when the enemies are moving around they also have a little bit of particles coming up. They have a lot less because they're moving at this lower speed. I have more because I'm moving at higher speed. And I believe that's about it. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more content like this or you want to comment, or anything like that, just let me know. Let me know in the comments below what I can change, I can improve, and I hope to see you next.